PSA refused to grade this first edition Charizard, and I'm going to tell you why. Today we are doing a PSA return, and we're going to talk about why that first edition Charizard wasn't graded. However, before we do that, we're going to take a look at some of the incredible cards that have come back today. So we're going to start right at the top here. Now, these are a mix of other people's cards that I have submitted to PSA. I offer a PSA Middleman service. You can email me, info@PokeChloe, to find out more. But let's get started and let's see what we have got here. So starting us off, we have got a first edition Moltres from Fossil in a PSA 10. And can I just say, I'm really proud of this one because I pulled this myself on stream for someone. They asked me to submit it for them, and oh my goodness, what a grade. A PSA 10 starting us off really strong. So happy with this. Absolutely incredible. This was actually from a first edition Fossil box break I did a couple of months ago on the channel. So if you want to actually go back and watch this be pulled, you can do so. But there we go. As we go as well, guys, let me know what you think of all the cards that we've got back today. Next up, we have got the Venusaur. Now, this is a shadowless Venusaur base set in a PSA 8. A beautiful card. It's been a little while since I've had any shadowless cards that I've submitted to PSA, so it's really fun always being able to send these off, whether it's for me or whether it's for other people. Obviously, one of the originals that we all sort of relate to, well, anyone my age and maybe older. This is what sort of, you know, these are the ones that we collected when we were kids, got us back into the hobby as adults. So this in an 8, still a really good grade. We'll take a little close up on there. I'm not actually sure in particular on this one what brought down the grade, but there'll obviously be something, maybe it's centering or some scratching on the holo or something like that. But there we go, we get a shadowless Venusaur in an 8. And then we have got, oh my goodness, we've got a shadowless Charizard, another incredible card. However, this time it came back as a PSA 1. Now, I have always wondered what a card has to have wrong with it to get a 1 but not be ungradable. Like, you need it to be awful, but you don't need it to be so awful that they can't actually grade it. So, a shadowless Charizard in a 1. Now, like I said, these were submitted on behalf of other people. This is actually a friend of mine who I submitted this card for. The card is fairly beaten, as you can see on the back. Again, if I just give it a shine there, it's always a little bit harder to see once it's in its slab. There will be something that has really brought the grade of this down. I don't ever think I've had a PSA 1 on a PSA return before. So there we go, guys. A first time for everything. A PSA 1 shadowless Charizard. Next up, we have got a reverse crystal Zard from Skyridge. Now, this is a beauty of a card. I've actually sent some of these to PSA myself before. The crystals are incredible, don't get me wrong, but the reverses are just as nice in my opinion. The light, when they reflect off the holo pattern on the card, bring out some incredible colors, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. So here we have it here in a PSA 7. Still a really nice card, not really that bad at all. So guys, as we're going through, let me know what you think of these. Reverse crystal Zard PSA 7. I actually feel like this is a bit of a fail Charizard PSA return. We've got a rejected first edition Zard. We've got a PSA 1 shadowless Zard. What else could go wrong? Moving on, next up we have got, now this is the first time I have ever submitted a German first edition Zard. As you can see, the Glurak here is one in a PSA 8. Still a super cool card, and again, a really good grade for a first edition Zard, obviously this time German. And then I believe we're going to have another one right here, again in a PSA 8. So we are twinning on the Gluraks this time. I'll just give you a close-up on the cards so you can see these. The same person submitted both of these. Really cool cards. Really cool being able to actually have these cards in hand myself and submit these. So there we go. We've got 2 first edition German Zards, both PSA 8s. And as always, we've got such a nice variation. We've literally got cards from all different eras in this return, which I love. Next up, we have got a Tropical Wind. Now, this is a Worlds 2004, and this is the staff card. As you can see, the staff stamp there. This has come back as a PSA 8. I absolutely love this card. I love the artwork on this card, and that staff and world stamp, that gold stamp, is actually really, really nice. When you can see it up close, it looks even better in person. But a really, really cool card, something that doesn't come through my hands very often. Don't get to submit this very often, so something cool for you guys to see on the channel as well. Do let me know what you think of this, a PSA 8. And then following on, we have got a Tropical Tidal Wave top 32 from Worlds 2005. So as you can see there, the Worlds 2005 stamp, and this is the top 32. Really, really cool card again. I've had some of these raw in my own collection before. This one came back a PSA 9. Really, really nice grade. And again, super cool card. You can just appreciate the artworks on these. They really stand out. They are absolutely incredible. And again, really, really grateful that I've been able to submit these to PSA for someone. So there we go. We get a PSA 9. And following on, we have got a first edition Raichu from Fossil in a PSA 9. This is a card from the Fossil box break that I did that Moltres came from. This one has come back a 9. Still an incredible grade. Really nice card. I'll give you a close-up on that. And we've actually recently pulled even more holo Raichus from another Fossil box break I did. We absolutely love Fossil on this channel. Do remember in the comments, guys, let me know what you think as we are going through these. So another nice card from another Chloe break in a PSA 9. Now we are moving on to some Japanese, and we have got the Japanese Shining Charizard. Now this has come back as a PSA 6. I think this is the first PSA 6 I've had in a really, really long time. We tend to get lower grades every now and then, you know, when we miss things looking at cards up close, but I'm just going to show you that shining in the light. It's such a nice effect. It's still a really cool card either way. Again, I haven't ever owned one of these myself. I've owned the English version, so really, really cool to be able to submit these on behalf of someone to PSA. But there we go, we get a PSA 6. Moving on, we have got the Umbreon VMAX Alternate Art, my favorite alternate art, I think, out of all of them from Evolving Skies. The Umbreon reaching for the moon in a PSA 10. This is a huge card and a huge grade. So massive, massive congrats on this one. The person who submitted it, I know, will be super, super happy. What a beautiful card. And that's why I love doing these submissions for you guys, because I get to do returns where we're looking at a whole range of cards. People who like modern, things that are out now, things that we're collecting now, all the way back to WotC, which I think is really cool. So there we go. A PSA 10 alternate art Umbreon VMAX. And then we have got the shiny Charizard from Hidden Fates in a PSA 8. Not bad at all. A really, really nice card. Again, one of the fan favorites from Hidden Fates, a holiday set that came out in 2019. A card that we have been lucky enough to pull on the channel a few times, but it's evaded us for a while. And then a few more cards before we talk about the disaster that is the first edition Charizard. But until then, we have got a Sylveon GX from the Shiny Vault. PSA 10 Hidden Fates. What a beautiful card. Actually pulled this one fairly recently on the channel. I love this. It has to be up there with one of my favorite shinies in the Hidden Fates set and in a PSA 10. What an incredible hit. Okay, down to our final two cards. We have got the Melodic EX from EX Emerald in a PSA 9. Now, this card is a beauty. The artwork on this is incredible, and it's really low pop in a PSA 10, but unfortunately we couldn't hit a 10 this time, but still a 9 is incredible. Take a look at that, guys. We'll take a look on the back as well. And the reason I love these EX era EX cards, that's a little bit of a mouthful there, the border, the hollow border that kind of then follows through into the card, I just think they're beautiful, guys. In the comments, let me know what you think of that. And then the final card, we have got the first edition Articuno in a PSA 9. Another beauty, another card from the first edition Fossil break. This time the Articuno. What a beauty. Now we're going to talk about that first edition Charizard. So this isn't the first time that I have cards sent back from PSA where they haven't graded them, and there are multiple reasons that they don't grade them, and we're going to look at specifically why this first ed Zard wasn't graded. So this is what it looks like when it comes back. It comes back in the card saver that I submitted it in, and they give you a PSA label still, but it's obviously not in the slab. So this one here, all the details of the card, and this is a no holder, and the reason they've put here is because of recoloring. Now, the person I submitted this for, when we were talking about submitting it and sending it off, we weren't sure. It looked like there had been some recoloring slightly, but it was hard to kind of tell, so they thought they'd give it a shot anyway. So I'm going to show you guys up close. So here is the card on the front. I'll give you guys a quick overview, and the back. And then the things that we weren't quite sure about, you can kind of see up the top there, maybe where someone has, like, I don't know, used a pen to like color in a little bit of whitening. And there's kind of like a bit of a weird discoloration on the border. I don't know if you can see it up there. So we sent it off, learnt the lesson. This one was not to be graded. But guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you again soon.